The commissioner, who is the chairman of National Returning Office for the 2024 elections. He's going to give you updates on the post-election as well as detailed analysis of election year activities. Without much ado, I would want to invite the chairman and chief electoral commissioner, national returning officer, Mohammed Kennedy.
Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with my colleague in this electoral space, or normally say the brothers in guide, or the brothers in good deeds. I'm here with the chairman of the Ecsl. I'm also here with the national coordinator of Office of National Security. We are both here to provide updates or information to the public concerning yesterday's activities. I hope all of us rested well, because yesterday we had SAF election. We want to extend special appreciation to political party supporters, Sierra Unions, our international partners, and local partners who supported the process. Who are saying, if not the best, but it's one of the best election day Israeli over the period. And that is in line with the promise we made to this country when I assumed office, that I want to supervise an election where our children will be going to school and ordinary people will be going about their normal businesses. And yesterday there was no ban on the popular movement. It means people were free to move about their normal issues. So I'm here to give an update or provide further information to what we presented yesterday. Let me again repeat that voting took place yesterday in all police stations nationwide. In some police stations where polls did not open on time, voting continued beyond 5 p.m., ensuring that all those in queue voted. At polling center code number 16148 St. Anne's School, for instance, voting went on till 11:30 p.m. and counting was done in the presence of political party agents and observers. Similarly, at polling center code 16140 Amaria School, polling continued till 10:30 p.m. in the presence of political party agents and observers. Despite the attack on our staff, and despite the fear or threats given to us, we ensure that everybody that show up to our centers, we are given the opportunity to vote. And especially want to thank the security sector for their professional approach to all the agitations which were in some areas were evident. We were able to pacify voters and civilians to stay in the queue and went through the process. As we speak, the RRF form, that is the result reconciliation forms, are being received at our district offices. Some of the result reconciliation forms earlier received have been taken to the respective regional talent centers for processing. The rest will be transported to the regional talent centers in the next few hours. In other words, we have received some result reconciliation forms at our centers, and the tally of results has commenced. Counting of hourly voting ballots, this related to the brethren, did not take place in the Western Urban, Western Rural, and Bombali districts due to violence and high level of tension. In Western Rural, a Delta police officer stationed at Center Code number 15012, RTC Primary School, Waterloo, prevented the counting of early voting. This caused huge tension, and ECSL Assistant Director had to be whisked away by the commanding officer at Jumbo Police Station. The Commission will make a decision on the next step in line with this. We had indicated that we were going to count the early vote ballots at specific centers in the district where the voting took place. And therefore, the intention was to take these ballot boxes to that center to be mixed with others so that we count them. But this particular police officer created the impression that the ballot boxes were kind of had issues, or we are trying to stop ballots, and that created supporters of political parties to raise tension, and we did not count these ballots in these specific areas. Tally had commenced in all regional tally centers since this morning. It actually started about 10 o'clock, and it is going on peacefully. The addition to the election information related to the polls and the tally process. Let me also remind or inform the public that, as we promised, the physical results are being used to do the tally at the districts, at the regional centers. Even though we had used our app to transmit results, we promised that we're going to use the physical results. And we have all political parties at our respective regional tally centers, despite some level of threats in some parts, like in Moloko and in Bombali, for security have been alerted for the incident. The other issues I want to report to the public: in Bombali district, elections coordinator Abdullah Jalo was beaten along Mabuka Road in Magili. Also in Bombali, Hassan Kari, office assistant at the Bombali, at our office in Bombali, was beaten and seriously injured on his way to deliver supplementary ballots to the polling station that he was running low on ballots. Ballot papers were retrieved intact. At polling station code 10271, RC Primary School, Mambesene in Usa, Oloko District, the presiding officer was beaten for simply carrying out his duty. Also in Usa, Oloko District, two election coordinators, Umfa A.S. Bangura and Alex Uri, were also beaten with one of the rented vehicles with number A731 vandalized. Again, in Oloko, a female election coordinator, Marcia Ponte, was also beaten and sustained serious injuries at Kabantama. At 6058 BC Primary School, also in Penadugu District, serious fighting took place which led to the burning of a higher motorbike. This fighting initially disrupted the counting, save for the prompt intervention of the RSLAF that ensured counting continued. Again, in Penadugu District at 6087 Center, DC Primary School, Kamukalia, our staff were attacked, and parliamentary ballot box broken and ballots destroyed. or simply they were doing their official responsibility. The polling center manager at 7082 Baptist Primary School in Maburuka, Tonkolili District, who was incidentally the headmaster of the school, James Bobo Fula was seriously manhandled on false allegation of ballot stuffing. I think some of us saw some of these social media posting of an elderly man with blood oozing from his chest. That's the man. He's the school headmaster, and he was beaten. He was rescued by the police. His video is making round on social media. Also in Tonkolili district at Benduku, Sandaya Benduku Chiefdom, youth pour fear on election coordinator Ibrahim Ponte, wanting to set Spain ablaze. He was rescued by the community elders. So these are the sacrifices the commissioners and staff went through, or the pain went through in order to deliver our national service. And no politician will talk about those incidents. Instead, they will create fake videos and purported our staff are being involved in malpractices. But these are the realities of elections. So we are used to it. The most important thing is to stood our ground and ensure that the election went on staff. And we are happy from comments from international partners. At least we have passed this test. I will continue to pass the remaining test of the journey. Thank you. And I'll call on my colleague, Chairman of the PRC, to come and give an update. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you. Good afternoon. The PRC, we have been working 24 hours around the clock to ensure that we create the enabling environment that we had yesterday for the conduct of the votes. And yesterday we also that by way of a preliminary statement from us, our observation, because of Ulinde, we also become observers. We actually do not have anything to do officially other than to observe the votes. So we are in an observer status, and as I said preliminarily, we are satisfied that the elections are generally very peaceful. After a cast like voting Freetown, I went to the provinces that from Guinea down to Wu and Kenya to see what was happening there. I only came back this morning. And all of the places I went to, the electorate were very comforting. And the turnout in our opinion was very impressive. I mean, it's outside our mandate to talk about percentage, but the live results are indicative of the fact that people were determined for their voices to be heard. And so they came out in their numbers and they exercised their franchise. So we think that it was very impressive. And even the weather was very clement. All of where I went, I mean, there was no rain. The people were there, the place was standing, so even nature was supporting these elections. And our people came out without being subjected to any rain. We all know it's the rain season. Some of us were fearful that let there be a very good weather for the polls so that our people have the opportunity. And as a commission, we know that the people have spoken. And all of us are now waiting to hear the verdict of the people through their mouthpiece, their statutory mouthpiece, who is the National Returning Officer. And from all of what we have done before now, all of the engagement we've had with our own partners, who are the political parties, very critical in the electoral process, we are very much expectant that when the results will come out, people will accept the results and respect the voice of the people. All of them were just waiting for the people's mandate. So if any of them is to continue to have that mandate, we will expect that those who may not will continue to also show some respect to the people, to accept the verdicts they have given. And we will continue to remind all of those participating in this election, particularly the presidential candidates, of the peace pledge design, which something that was undertaken by a peace pledge committee through support from the Commonwealth. And in that peace pledge, they all committed to respect the electoral laws and to accept the outcome of the elections. So anybody who have issue, either with the conduct or the outcome of this election, they all also committed in that document that they will seek legal redress. They will follow the due process, and nobody will take the law into their hands. So we hope that they will leave the commitment they signed to go in that peace pledge, and people will not just sign the peace pledge because they wanted to go for political correctness. And we have also seen that quite a number of results are being around on social media. And of course, as we all know, those results are not official. As I said, there is only one person that has the mandate to pronounce the outcome of an election, and that is the National Returning Officer. So we encourage everybody to be patient and wait for him to tell us what the verdict of the people is, and then all of us will move on towards the development of this country. Some of those results we are seeing on social media are clearly intended to ferment dissent. And I will call on our politicians to realize that they also have a responsibility to this country. We have a duty. All of us are supposed to do what we can to keep the peace and to ensure that we move this country forward. So we call on our constituents who are the political parties to continue to show the good will they have demonstrated so far throughout the campaign period. We had skirmishes here and there, but largely the campaign trail was peaceful. And of course, yesterday was absolutely peaceful. And we think that they will continue on that trajectory to continue to support and respect the wishes of the people. We are also calling a press conference tomorrow to give you detailed information of our observations. And during that press conference, I think we will want to also do the same thing, calling our partners also to make statements and see how much we can do to get the politicians to be tolerant and be accommodating. I have always referred to it as we, when they lost the election, we all really promised help when the elections were being conducted, and almost everybody who is anything in Nigeria to their support. But when the results came out, otherwise, he didn't call his supporters to the space to break up. We did that part, and then by that way, he was able to save his country from chaos. So we will encourage all of our politicians to learn from that example. Leadership is about self-respect, and leadership is about selflessness. So we expect that our politicians will demonstrate this. I mean, the process has been peaceful so far, so let us continue to be peaceful and to promote the interests of our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman. At the juncture, I want to invite the National Coordinator for the Office of National Security.
Thank you. Director of Operations, CSF. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm extremely delighted to be part of this KCSL press briefing this afternoon. But first, I would want to thank and congratulate the people of Sierra Leone for their commitment in making the work of the security sector very easy. On the basis of our national security, I'm pleased to report that the general security situation in the country is peaceful in the entire country, in spite of the isolated incidences in some parts of the country. We have, as a country, honorably discharged the period in which it matters most when the whole world is looking at us to see what Sierra Leone will look like during this period of elections. Prior to the conduct of the just concluded Emotica elections, the security sector has promised the people of Sierra Leone and the international partners that it will discharge its responsibility professionally to ensure the peace and security of the elections. I have reiterated this in several fora where when I did a press conference with the media, and I also met with the international observers that indeed we are going to have a very peaceful election in this country. That is based on our preparedness. As a security sector, we have actually prepared ourselves to ensure that we make sure the security of this country is peaceful, and that the people go about and vote, and what will happen to them. Though what the CCF was trying to, there are few isolated instances which may be having. Talk about that later. At this point, I am so elated by the professional performance of the security sector in ensuring maximum security throughout the voting. It is the responsibility of the security sector to protect our country and also be very happy to recognize the spectacular role of the men and women in the security forces and agencies. Our security forces have done very well, and therefore I must congratulate them and recognize them at this point. Because in such an election, when we started, most people thought that Sierra Leone was going to go. But prior to the campaigns and voting, I think as a sector, the people of this country cannot judge us that they have a security sector to look up to protect them, in spite of the incidences that happened during the voting, where ECSL officers were attacked, where other people were attacked, based on rumors, because all of these things are rumors and perception. Because people have perceptions and they do not trust the people that have created that kind of mayhem, where even people were supposed to be lighted, to be bombed, ECSL materials were destroyed, some boxes were cutted away by some individuals. But all of these cases happen in just one part of the country, and that is the north and the northeast. Just one part of the country. You are all testimony to know how these things happen. Before this time, there were a lot of allegations that the Southeast would not allow Puerto-Ricans to vote, or they were going to beat Puerto-Ricans. But I'm sure the observers who went to the Southeast clearly showed that things happened very peacefully. So, for those activities that are already taking place, the police is investigating, and they are far gone in the investigation. We are hoping that the culprits will be brought to book very shortly. Although it has been challenging, yet we have said through what could have been seen as struggle period. Coordination at all levels was distinctly excellent. For this, I commend my colleagues in the security sector for their level of cooperation and collaboration, and encourage all of us to remain firmly focused on our respective mandates. So far, reports received from across the country indicate that our personnel carry out their functions dispassionately and professionally. We appreciate the ECSL fortitude in the midst of a number of technical challenges to live up to public expectations lacking. I believe our domestic international observation missions will be reasonably satisfied with the output of our collective efforts. Equally, the significance of the role and the level of cooperation from all registered political parties during the electionary process cannot be overemphasized, even though some overstep their boundaries. It is important to recognize that elections everywhere in the world are not devoid of disagreements. However, the focus on managing and containing our differences within acceptable legal boundaries is what is most important. There's always the procedure of law. If you think you are aggrieved, you don't go to the street to do unlawful demonstrations. I would love to encourage everybody, when results are read, if you think you are aggrieved, go to the courts. But when you choose the pattern of going to the streets as a sector, who will not sit by and allow anybody to disturb the peace of this country? I have said that severally, and I'll continue to say that. Investigations into grave electoral infractions reported to the Sierra Leone police are at an advanced stage. Those who would eventually be found culpable, I repeat, will also be brought to again. I would like to encourage all of us to remain patient until the Ecsl announces the final results of the elections. And those who would win while those who lose must respect the decision of the electorates. People must desist, especially political practice, from announcing results. It's only the CSL chairperson that has that constitutional role to announce results. We are standing by to ensure that anybody who attempts to announce results before the CSL announces their results, you also face the full penalty of the law because it's a crime. And therefore, who doesn't buy to allow people to announce results and get their people in the streets? I'm using this medium to warn all those. I'm seeing some videos and videos coming out of somebody who are talking as if that they are going to announce results. As a sector, I'm warning those people who have intentions to deceive voters. Anyone who feels aggrieved to seek redress using the court of law. Anyone who feels aggrieved, I want to repeat this again. I want to repeat it so that people can understand clearly. Because we're not too far, maybe 48 hours from now. I don't know what may happen. So people who believe they are aggrieved must use the court of law. I'm emphasizing this because of good reasons. The areas that the Ecsl mentioned that these people have been attacked, there are some critical areas, which maybe these are very serious areas, like Tonkoli. In Tonkoli, they almost wanted to light the Ecsl officer, bombed the Ecsl officer. And the person who directed that is also a personality, which is not too good for our economic process. The boxes were carted away. In Lungshan, the same thing happened. The Ecsl people was destroyed and the individual beaten. The police officer was also beaten, the state police officer, and they were also beaten. See, this is the area where sometimes people want to ask questions or say statements to say the police is being high-handed. I'm sure all of you can guess the fact that this election went peacefully without hearing the sound of the bullets. Nobody was allowed to fight because this is civil. Election is about civil business. And because it's a civil business, we wanted the police to take criminals right, the privacy. But irrespective of that, you have civilians who support themselves to be attacking the police officers, to be attacking ECSL officers. For us, that is most unfair to us. However, we requested them to exercise some patience in reacting. That is why you saw there was no tear gas, there was no bullets out there for anybody. Because this should be a civil process. And everybody should take part. If there was bullets, some people have been scared to go out and vote. But the turnout was very high. But to me, at least one of the highest turnouts in this country. The people were high to vote. He says, but because of those ministers, those hooligans, who thought they should take upon themselves to attack other people. That's unfortunate on the part of those, especially those political parties. Moving forward, we have already repositioned ourselves at the talent centers to ensure that the talents are done peacefully and results sent to the ECSL HQ. As I'm talking now, all of those areas we have our special personnel, and we have also moved into the areas where the polling took place to support the ECSL to ensure that those ballot boxes are brought to the regions. That's currently being done. So as a sector, we are again appealing to everybody, as we have done before the voting, that we must cooperate with the security sector. Work with us for us to go to the end of this process. We want to have and to see a peaceful conclusion of this process and not expect where people jubilate. And let others to jubilate because it is not supposed to be one party. Everybody will be winning. It's not just one political party winning. Everybody will be winning. It is silent. So take yourselves with all political parties that silent will be winning, and not an individual political party. And the security sector will remain with you to protect you and provide a better environment even after the elections. I want to thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. At this point, we are going to take a few questions from the public, and Mr. Jones will coordinate that with submissions.
Thank you. Joseph Igbinokawa is the name. I work with the public broadcaster. Now, this may be probably for the ONS. This leads to the litany of attacks on police stations and staff of police stations, particularly police center managers. One would see clearly semblance of lack of adequate security, especially for staff of the ECSL and these centers. And reports reaching me also indicate that a few protesters are standing outside ECSA regional office in Makini with placards shouting, "No projection, no counting." Now, if we have seen attacks on staff at these centers, police stations, we've seen police center managers dragged, beaten all over the place, what security apparatus do we have to guarantee safe counting process? Thank you.
As journalists, to Mr. Commissioner, now we hear about projection all over the place. Can you please clarify the issue about party, the political parties are asking for the results to be projected? Thank you very much. I'm going to buy a report for AYP. Question is for the awareness coordinator. Yeah, we had reports yesterday about fire of gunshots at some polling stations. I want to know whether that was something you captured as part of your security updates, and whether people were arrested and investigation is going. And secondly, Mr. Commissioner and National Returning Officer, when will the commission start announcing the results of the elections? Thank you.
Yes, my question is for OLS, Pastor Koka. Can you confirm that there was no death yesterday?
Hi there, Portia Crow, AFP. Mr. Konek, can you confirm that there are party agents from all parties inside all the tallying stations right now, presently? Thank you.
Mohammed Usman, publisher at the Top Times newspaper. Mr. Commissioner, at Police Center 1648 St. As, polling could not take place yesterday. The allegation was the voter register was not available, and this brought the attention of the IG as well as other security personnel. And even with their intervention, the voting could not take place. I want to know if that is aware by the Commission or the ECSA. That is one. Two, also there are claims of gunshot yesterday at Betek Center as well as Kankele Center at the eastern part of Britain. Do you aware of that also? Thank you.
This question, my name is Patrick Sanya, and I work for the State Broadcast and SNBC. My question is for the Office of National Security Coordinator. Just wondered against premature announcement of results. Already, if you go through, I just asked the council was mentioned right ago. If you go through the official accounts of some of these political party officials and their cohorts as well, you realize that they are already claiming a victory, landslide victory, for that matter. Landslide victory, and you just warned against those premature pronouncements because the figures may not have been there, but then claiming landslide victory underscore that especially. How do you always respond to those claims?
The first one from the SNBC that it was asking about the lack of adequate security in some of the police stations, and that was even the reason why those attacks were done. I will categorically say no, it's not correct. There were security personnel in most of the police stations. Now, I have told you, election is a civil process. We have been refrained from putting security personnel in those stations with better weapons that will scare off people. So what happened is, the general duty police officer was there with other police officers, but they had no weapon. The ones that have weapons are far off. And here you are talking about a crowd of people moving to create mayhem. And all of these instances that happen in this town and even all of the other areas, you had a crowd of people moving with maybe just few. And for this particular election, we used close to about 17,000, I guess, officers in almost all of the police stations in the entire country. We had the RSLF. They are there to support the SLP, but at a far distance, at a far 100 meters off. That's a law. You should not go closer to the police station. So all of these things that happened, it happened because we wanted it to be a civil business, a civil affair. All of it without the university's land moving forward. But it was not because of lack of security that these people were attacked. In most cases, the attack took place spontaneously. You know, when they were, for instance, when they had a mismatch of the voter register, they want to take that voter register to go and make the new one. The crowd became agitated. They thought people are going to cheat. The people are suspicious of everything. So, figment of imagination that these people want to do this and that. All of those things, it's a small business. They are attached, small business. But I will categorically say that we have security all over, everywhere. The people can attest to that we have security present everywhere. The other one, somebody talking about gun shops. Says whether they have gun shops. I don't know whether they have gun shops. I never had gun shops. Because also of these things, we have a national application. It should be reported if there are gun shops. So for me, there were no gun shops. I had no gun shops. There was somebody asking for me to confirm whether there was death yesterday. Yesterday there was no death report. But just this morning, the fellow who was attacked in Tonkolini, alongside with another person, I was informed that the guy just is in. Before coming here, I got that information. He was masterfully beaten by the attackers just this morning. The claims or counter claims for the announcement of results. The one you are seeing, I'm also looking at, some of them are posted on social media. Some of them are there. For me, we look at social media, we're going to social media, but and we react to them. When you practically want to do what you say you don't do, that is what we can call you. All right? Because sometimes people make statements, and then when you go to the WhatsApp page, you tell me somebody else has used my WhatsApp page. You know, so there is nobody to compare whether somebody else, somebody used the authority themselves. So for us in the sector, we will continue to warn people. Yes, they have the right to put it there. You want to put it in their WhatsApp pages, but they should not announce results. Nobody should announce results. The one you are putting out, the one you are putting out. That is left to you. But if you want to put it there, you don't be correct. You know, it's a question of announcement. When someone could do, somebody says he wants to organize the press conference. Nobody is going to organize press conference in this country around the world. Would I be allowed to do that? The moment you know you are organizing a press conference, we make sure nobody sits in that room. Nobody sits there. That room. So, if I give you I want to assure you that the question of you might try announcement. Let's wait and see. We have one people, and even before the election, we advise people also not to go to the streets. When you vote, go home. Yesterday, we are everywhere trying to talk to people. All of these areas they are talking about, where this person is. We visit all of that places yesterday. Myself and the team, IIP, the CDS, and the other our colleagues. Even at a time, I was at St. Anne's yesterday up to 11 o'clock. We had to let the people go. You know, they say you have to vote. Not let the vote yesterday. There was some problem, but you have to. That has to be, that was amended.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. When the security personality is talking, you see, it talks, with force, so that everybody will understand what that means. For us in the electoral space, talk slowly, but firm and assure the public that everything will be fine. Before I respond to the questions, let me recognize again my brothers on my right. These are all electoral management, head of the electoral management institutions in respective countries. I have here the chair from Gambia, the chair for Electoral Commission for Tanzania, the chair for the Electoral Commission from Burkina Faso, and the chair from Malawi. He, in particular, was here. He started the review of the Public Elections Act 2022. He did the first review and made recommendations. The one from Justice Kachali from Malawi. He developed most of the policies that we have based on the recommendations of the 2018 elections that led to the enactment of the Public Elections Act 2022. We also have appointed commissioners from these countries. They are here to support me, not to everybody, just me. And we also have our sister, the chair from Liberia. She's right there. I want to thank you. I know some of you might be planning to return, and you came, you saw, and you go in peace. But be rest assured, your presence here gave me a lot of confidence as learning and supporting mission. I appreciate your coming. Thank you. And I also want to recognize our brother Sano of East Salon or East Radio. He brought in the innovative idea of having a medical center or a clinic just at this center, just in case anybody, collapse or any medical issues. So, even if you want to check your blood pressure, we have the nurse just across, just right here at the lobby. So, thank you so much, Sano and your organization, for that wonderful support. These are all the initiatives that we think we've added to this process to make it more, just like fun. I usually say when I go to observe other elections, we have moved into electoral tourism. And that was the reason we brought everything at this end, so that at least our visitors will contribute to our GDP for this 1 week or 5 days. Thank you all for coming from our international partners. So let me go to the questions. I will add to the question by the director of SNCC relating to the security of the tally centers, in addition to what the coordinator provided. We have received some stress call from our staff, just like what we read there, and we have contacted the security sector. They have increased deployments, especially in Bombali, at our Bombali office. So they are there. That question relates to this issue of projection. I think for the past 2 weeks, we have been bashed for using technology. And now people are asking us to tally, to project results. I think projecting results are all part of technology. So that's contradictory anyway. However, we did not plan to project the tally of the results as the process. I know people are referencing what we have been doing during the by-elections, when we only have one station to manage, one few stations to manage our by-elections. We have been doing projection since I came in. But for this magnitude of result that we have to process within given time, it is practically impossible to have a projector that we provide the entry of the results of 8 or so personnel who are entering at different times. What we had promised before, and they know the procedure, that we will bring out the results, which will be certified by the district returning officers, and will give them copies of the results. And they are there. I can also confirm that all political parties are present at our Tally Center. We give them allowances of 2 political party agents or observers to be present at the Tally Center. They are all there watching from my CCTV. I can see even international observers are also there. AYP, I saw AYP as well, and some other media outlets. So the process is very much transparent and people are enjoying the process. I also want to inform the public the ballot boxes are still at some locations which are retrieving to the district offices. I was particularly reminded about this from my director of operations because of the experience he had. I think it was in 2012. Yes, it was more very seriously. After the poll, the following day, he went to retrieve ballot boxes with some materials, and they thought that was the ballot, special ballot stock with ballot papers. And he was saved by the police. So I just want to use this medium to inform the public our staff are still retrieving materials from the field. Results, I'm sure all results are now at the district offices, and staff are moving with them to the regional center. Please don't see any of our staff carrying a ballot box and you start shouting that they are carrying stock ballot boxes. Please. So as I mentioned, we are not doing projection of the tally as the process result. Announcement of results, provisional, you say, or interim results. I will come back to that. I have to go back to my staff to know the extent to which they have tallied the results. And once we get reasonable percentage, we'll call press briefing to announce what we have gathered so far. And we really want to expedite the process. And we want to see how best we can do that so that the politicians who are already claiming victory, I'm asking them to wait, but what we have received is not official. And I know you want to appeal to your political supporters, but please wait. The Constitution gives me that mandate. At least this one time, this one few days live, last month. Of course, it's an polling station. It's not true voting did not take place. It took place, that's the station I read for my statement. Voting ended at that school at 11:30 yesterday. The ballots were counted and they will form part of the results. Yeah? We have series of issues from one problem to another, to the extent our staff, the temporary staff or the ad hoc staff left the station. One of the stations, we had about 7 stations. 6 went on, and the last one there was nobody, so I have to pull my directors to go there and supervise the voting. So we were able to conclude that. Of course, parties claim a victory. We have told them they don't have the power to plan next time. If they had that power, they should have done that long ago without even going to the polls. So let them rest. We'll give them the figures. Any other question? One more set, please.
This goes to the chief executive. My observation is why they are holding this box to other places. You have any representative of any political party who will together with this information.
Good afternoon. My name is Marcos Manuga, the managing editor of Social Media Newspaper. This election has been accompanied with huge lots of suspicion and distrust. And this has led to a lot of problems. During the day, that is yesterday, there have been lots and lots of delays on the distribution of electoral materials that gave rise to suspicion and distrust. Don't you think if you had put things in place to take those materials on time, a lot of people would not have developed that suspicion and distrust that led to the attack on Ecsl officials?
Thank you. I'm Tijan Diallo, and I represent the Times newspaper. During our visit yesterday, most of the polling centers, there were concerns raised by electors, voters themselves. One has to do with the presence of political parties members who are not supposed to be in those areas, and there were concerns of politicians holding pistols, intimidating voters supposed to go and vote. We had that issue at Logados. There was a people with registration number AOI285, and there were ballot papers in that vehicle. Members of the public had to intervene, and the issue was brought to the attention of the Roscoe police station. They engaged the LUC on that one. Also at Lower Service Square, there was an issue. Members of the public had to rush to intimidate some ESL staff who were there. When we interviewed the ESL staff on the ground, what they told us was that politicians went there to interrupt the process while they are being counted. So I have to take upon myself to call the LUC to send the security officer to go and manage the area. Lower Service Square. Lower Service Square, yes. That was also an issue. And just like what my brother said, most of the concerns raised by people were discussed suspicious as a result of the delay in the transport of electoral materials. Like from Amaraya School, when they were yesterday, there was an issue of delay in voting process. Voting did not start after 2 p.m. We were there, and there was ability presence also there. And to the security sector, what we saw yesterday was a kind of professionalism by the military, the police, and other security apparatus. Because even when media practitioners go into those centers, we were accorded, we were accommodated to visit each stations and centers with our identification. We are not intimidated. We are allowed to take photos and other things. With exceptional cases, we are not short of failure. Thank you.
I am Saeed Hand of Hope Radio. So yesterday there was an incident at Allentown, Faith in Christ Primary School. One of the ECSL staffs, I think it was the PO in station 8, in station 8, I don't know how to call it, the ink was dry, so one of the voters volunteered that I get that ink and go lab cover, like the blue that they use to wash clothes. So he allowed the guy to go and take the blue ink and brought it. So when they came with the ink and they were trying to mix the ink, one of the opposition party members, the agents that were there, saw the incident and then he called an alarm where he stated that there was some funny issues going on. So before the whole incident happened, they called the police, but when the ECSL staff saw that the issue was going out of hand, threw the behind the window of the classroom, which led to the guy being almost beaten up, but then they couldn't get access to him. They took him to Allentown police station. In that case, I want to ask, how are you guys going to help this particular voter that tried to help the ECSL staff? And you very well that he shouldn't have asked the voter to bring the blue ink to help him to mix it. How are you guys going to help this particular individual in that police station?
Very much. Just ask the fan about overtime. Now we know why the results they are now. But it is possible for us to know how much attention is being done.
Mohammed Collins again. I work for Mr.
There are so many of us. Go ahead.
Incident that happened yesterday. I want to know if there have been any arrests since yesterday. How many arrests have there been when it's here? And again, you talked about people not announce results. But then somebody goes on social media and announces that we've won A, B, C, and D. How do you guys that? Because we are talking about those people on social media are not your business. How do you respond to that? If somebody goes on social media, puts an audio announcing the results, how do you respond to that?
I think one more, we have to come to the end of this press briefing. Yeah. Have a lady.
Highlights for the Calabash. National Coordinator, you keep saying that there are adequate security personnel in all of the police stations. But according to the Independent Commission for Peace National Commission reports, they said that some of the reports received by the Commission was the aspect of inadequate security personnel in the police station. Then the group said it again with aggravation. A few hours ago, their press statement also made mention of inadequate security personnel in some police stations. So I would like to know what grounds do you stand to say there were adequate security personnel in all the police stations. And secondly, the Commission also observed that there are several and emerging post-election tensions across the country. How do you intend to handle such kind of cases?
Okay. This is the last set of responses we have. We have subsequent questions. Political parties are not accredited to accommodate the ballot boxes with used ballot papers. The votes were counted, we are present, and the results were taken into the district or regional center. I don't think the politicians are interested in what is in there, only are interested in what was entered, what were entered visitor reconciliation forms. So I've just, that information, we just want the public that our work, our staff are still mobilizing materials, so that will not be misconstrued. Delay and anger. We have over 11,000 police stations, or 3,630 centers. I've highlighted here not more than 20 centers or stations. So it means Sierra Leone, greater majority, 90% of the centers or stations were opened on time. In the western urban, western rural, we have no issues. Western urban, we have some issues in terms of delivery of materials because some of the staff abandoned their posts. Some of them left the material at the warehouse. Some of them carry away boxes without their covers. We have printed the voter register and went through 3 steps of quality check. This ballot paper, voter registers were packed a week ago, station by station, and we packed them in a separate bag for them just to carry to take them to the center. And some of these staff, when they arrive at the station, they will not come back to say, there's a problem, this item is not available. We have to check until the public, the voters, were actually the ones, some of them were calling us. So that's the problem. We recruited like 2,000 staff, and we cannot control all of them. We cannot provide all of them. As they say, they are always a bad apple among the dozen. So that's the situation, that's the story. But generally across the country, the pools were open on time. But we have identified those staff, and some of them we are going to blacklist them from our future recruitment. We'll take the necessary actions against them. For instance, Western Rural, we have about 424 centers. So if we are able to manage to open 400 on time, in 24 at least, we can get a pass back. Thank you so much. I think, young lady, your concern is very much in place. We have requested every citizen to be part of this process. But I think sometimes, because of the pressure on work, the easiest probably the staff should have done to explain this to the political party agents that this, we have this constraint and somebody has volunteered, before using. Yeah. So hopefully we have noted that and be part of the discussion post-election issues we address in the future training. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. The issue of when Kamobao will come to the public by the end of the day if we are going to call any interim results. The tally started at 10 o'clock, so our guys are still working. I have to go back there and see and analyze the situation. They will allow you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's the end of the meeting.
Please. Yes, well, all right, let me just answer these 2 questions. The first question is asked, because whether we are arresting people. Yes, we have started arresting people, and we have started investigating. And what about those who are posting on social media? Yes, if you post something on social media, and we think also it's a reason for crisis, we can bring in for question. What can we do? Somebody was asking about adequate security. Of course, there's adequate security everywhere. Because we have prepared for this election. All right? Thank you very much. All right.
National Unity Broadcasting as this is at the end of the press conference we Ecsl organized as we don't begin to money. Press conference the Ecsl just organized into money. Just a Unity Broadcasting, we will continue for going on more updates. If we therefore announce any results back, now just press on a notification. As we go bring live coverage again. It's the Unity Broadcasting. It's the Unity Broadcasting.
How will you give me I like it.
As we bring a live coverage, anything back we get for happening. If you get for announce results again, just stay tuned. We'll bring a live coverage. We'll continue for trusting we as we then begin to manage conference center. It's a Unity Broadcasting. Continue for viewing. Ready for all what it takes. As we therefore take the exit now. Unity Broadcasting. Thank you. And at any time from now, we go left now. As we now continue for click on notification because the commissioner say we don't go far with the results. Maybe it will come again for giving some, but I'm just continue. Stay tuned. Let's continue to stay tuned as the Unity Broadcasting as we bring cogent information. We then at the ground. We always then at the ground for bringing a live coverage. So thank you as we will go fly now for We'll bring a live coverage of anything waiting for happen. Till down to the announcement of the results. We will bring a live coverage. This Unity Broadcasting. This Unity Corridor. So now stay tuned, we'll go offline now. As we get an understanding, say,
yeah. Yes, let's go back to you.
We'll continue from here as still in the ground, yeah.
Okay, so esteemed viewers, plenty. Thank you for we una don dey with we all along to the update way the commissioner and returning chairman for the electoral commission for Sierra Leone when Mr. Mohamed Kone don't update the public concerning what happened yesterday way na the day for the election when June 24, 2023, and that situation reports then way happened yesterday, so then therefore come today to the public and the press for updates exactly what's not anything the way happened yesterday, and also what the measures and way they don't take, and also what they don't put in place for continue to make sure say the process be cool, be okay, and as well we will get everything. So at the end of the day, successful and a peaceful outcome of the results. So this is what's not happening, and una self don't do with we. So when I said don't do which way, and then we don't even to know exactly what's going to happen. So we will continue to thank you, continue to do which we, and also don't forget for subscribe, don't forget for like, don't forget for share, don't forget for hit the notification bell so that anytime where we come online, you will be the first person for get to it. So far, so we don't go around and discover relevant current issues and that has to do with the election process of Sierra Leone. So, anybody there for interview?
Well, Fambude, I tell una plenty. Thank you. This is Unity Broadcasting as we did live na Bintumani Hotel, Wusai, Mohammed Kone come and give a press conference. Well, however, them they talk say Junior Navu don't run away, right? And Gentle Camara they packing back. Well, brothers, wanna stay tuned as Unity Broadcasting right now. Junior Navu they around 9 days of skin, so with people then and they take pictures with them and. We self don't take photo with them. We say with the campus and we page. The four media icon then have salon. As soon as they see Asma James, Ibenda of SABC, and with brother Junior Navo, and of course Elizabeth Skip with Fabe, Neil Gembe, we insert the part of the media group currently now. This country, wanna stay tuned as we go offline now, and we go definitely come back. Today na day where we decide for do all the press conferences. From here we head back to the Sierra Leone People's Party who said and gets the conference. Wanna stay tuned and bye for now.
Go.